Hello, everyone, and welcome to MediaMelt, the show where we talk about the media that is supposed to melt our minds, or in the very least, tries to. I am, of course, your host, Dylan Strickland, and today let's talk about the newest James Bond film, No Time to Die. Joining me is apparently the only fucking what is it? What is it? Reliable person on the weekend.
Well, all right,
ever?
you gotta say I'm not that reliable. This is what like you've been trying to get me to do this for like 4 days now, and I just haven't had time to.
I know 80 people, and I only have two friends that have seen these fucking movies, and one of them, both of you were like, "No, we're not gonna be on the show until like fucking last."
Dude, all right, no, I've got an excuse. Okay, I don't know
Kirby,
about
your excuse is grand. Your excuse is grand.
Yeah, let's say.
But no, your excuse is great. But anyway, all reliable, what we call Kirby, my practically my basically other co-host and best friend. How are you doing, Kirby?
But dude, I'm excited for this one. Like, I'm excited to talk about this one.
Are you doing good?
Dude, I'm doing great. I freaking love James Bond,
you didn't
man.
answer the question.
Oh, like, what'd you ask?
I said, "Are you doing well?" And then you
yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, fuck me, man. Yeah. Anyway, just want to give you guys, of course, a breakdown of how the show is going to go today. We are going to talk about the first four Daniel Craig Bond movies before we get into talking about No Time to Die. But since there's four of them and we don't want that to take up most of the runtime, we're going to talk about them in pairs. So we're going to talk about Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, and then Skyfall, and then Spectre. Both of those will be units. And then we'll finally talk about No Time to Die. Everything will be time-stamped in the description. If you'd like to skip around and listen to only the parts you want to, you definitely can. Also, I want to remind you guys, yeah, let's go. Also, want to remind you guys, we are on your podcasting app of choice. You can listen to the audio-only version of the show practically anywhere that you listen to a podcast. So don't forget to like and subscribe. You're right, I need to quicken up this.
Like get rid of it. Just be more like relaxed about it, more like less formal.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you enjoy this content, please, it really helps us out. But let's start with Kirby, of course.
I'm here. I'm just saying that you could save like a solid two and a half minutes right there. That's all I'm saying.
Kirby, what are your thoughts on Casino Royale?
Dude, so
Quantum of Solace?
I can't remember the first one that I saw in theaters, but it definitely wasn't these two. I remember growing up with these because when did Casino Royale come out? 2006. So we were both 6 or 7, something like that.
Hey, don't announce my age. I was 30.
Oh, sure, with your prepubescent face.
That's not funny, Kirby. Everybody has genetics, different genetics.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, continue.
But yeah, Casino Royale. I remember talking to different people about this since I saw it and like had an opinion on it, and talking to people, they said like back then a lot of people weren't up to Daniel Craig as James Bond because he was blonde.
My dad is still like that. Yeah, blonde hair and blonde.
And like they're all used to James Bonds with Timothy Dalton, Roger Moore, Sean Connery, with them all as brownish, blackish hair. Who?
Wasn't Pierce Morgan one?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Oh, okay, that's okay.
And then who was the one-off?
I don't know. Who cares? I heard that movie was trash.
Fair enough. George Lazenby, that's who it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, I could do a solid like 2.5 hours just on James Bond and like the production history of it. I fucking love James Bond. All right. But yeah, Casino Royale. It's one of the better James Bond films out there in total out of all 25 of them.
For real, especially out of this group.
Dude, yeah. I want to say this, like, Casino Royale is probably number 2 or 3 in my list, right? But yeah, solid plot and solid cast for it too, especially the villain for Mads Mikkelsen as the villain in Casino Royale. He was a perfect cast for that.
When he's fucking slapping his balls in the chair.
Every time I watch it, it makes me cringe. He's got the rope and he's just slinging at him.
I was like, what are they doing? Like, why is he cutting this hole in the bottom of the chair? And then he just starts swinging it back and forth, and I was like, I'm still confused. And then he hits him, and I was like, ah! I was like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah. I've got an itch to the right. Can you hit it? Can you get it for me?
Right. I just want the whole world to know you died while itching my balls.
Balls.
Oh, fuck me.
Daniel Craig is just, because of No Time to Die, especially. Daniel Craig's my favorite James Bond.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was before?
Sean Connery.
Is Sean Connery good?
Dude, you're missing out, bud. I mean, really I will say it is very dated and very like sexist at times, but still really good because I kid you not, there's one female character in, I think it's Thunderball, called Pussy Galore. Dude, I'm not joking. And there's I think a scene in Goldmember, he slaps the girl on the butt and says, "Go on, man, man talk."
I thought Goldmember was the Austin Powers movie.
That's oh, sorry, Goldfinger. No, it's Goldmember. It's a spoof of Goldfinger. Okay,
the Austin Powers movies are great.
They are.
Yeah. What does Austin Powers say that's so funny? Oh, dude, my favorite fucking line in those movies. I know this is not James Bond, but when he drinks the cup of like,
but I mean, it's still kind of is.
When he drinks the cup of fat bastard shit, and he drinks it. And this coffee tastes like shit. It's so fucking funny, dude.
It tastes like shit.
Austin, that is shit. He's
Get like, in my belly.
Right, baby, groovy. We need another Austin Powers. God. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but Casino Royale, it's a solid movie on its own. Even if it wasn't a James Bond film, it's still a really solid film, especially since you got like a cameo of Jeffrey Wright in there, and Judi Dench's M is great. Amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. And I can't remember when she first came in as M in the James Bond films.
I think it was this one. No. She was in a reoccurring character in the James Bond. Like, is that like?
Oh yeah. No, like M and Q, they're constant throughout every single one of them.
Wait, Judi Dench came in.
No, she didn't come. She didn't. No, yeah, she came in before. Let me.
So her first James Bond movie wasn't okay for the audience watching. I have never seen another James Bond film besides the Daniel Craig ones in preparation for this MediaMelt, essentially. So I juxtapose against Kirby, who's clearly been watching them all his life. It should be an interesting show. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking it up. 1995. When was what movie was that?
So wait, they kept M, but they don't keep James Bond.
Okay, so it was the first Pierce Brosnan film. That's when Judi Dench came in. So yeah, because I mean the reason why they kept her in the Daniel Craig ones was just for like homage to all the other ones, or to at least the older James Bond films.
Do you think the M that ends in No Time to Die, do you think he'll be in the next M in the next one?
So did you stay for the end? Well, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
But yeah, Judi Dench has been M for when Skyfall came out. Almost 20 years as M.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Skyfall was there a Pierce Brosnan Skyfall?
No. The first Pierce Brosnan film was GoldenEye.
Okay.
And that one's a good one. It's got Sean Bean in it.
I noticed while looking. I'm sorry, I know you're talking about.
You're good. You're good.
I noticed while looking into Casino Royale that there had already been a James Bond film called Casino Royale, right?
Yeah, it was. Let me find it. So just to like get you clear on it, like the complete production history of James Bond is super complicated between
I know there's who's going to be films like that are like not part of it but kind of, right?
Yeah. But yes, there was a Casino Royale. That it didn't star a one of the James Bond we know, so Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, or Pierce Brosnan. But
Hmm.
it came out the same year as You Only Live Twice, which was the second to last Sean Connery movie, Sean
Hmm.
Connery James Bond, and it was just a I want I don't want to say it was a spoof, but it was a spoof.
It was bad.
It wasn't.
It wasn't even trying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a hey, let's make this for why not?
Funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that. Okay. Interesting. Interesting then. All right. But what are your
But yeah,
thoughts on
yeah,
what are your thoughts on Quantum of Solace?
let's get back on topic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to say, out of all the Daniel Craig ones, this is the most forgettable one because
Hmm.
I I haven't seen this. This is the one that I haven't seen the most.
I've seen
And
the least. You mean?
yes, I've seen the least. And like the villain in it, he's very forgettable. I want to say, like the actor, I don't even know who it was. I couldn't tell you what he looked like or anything.
He looks like the dude, the Jonathan from Stranger Things. I don't know. It's weird. I was like,
Okay,
he looks like Jonathan from Stranger Things. I don't
okay.
know. Maybe it's just me though. I don't know.
Um, but the only reason why I like it is because it's. I mean, these are all direct sequels of each other, but Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace are very back to back, and
Literally, quite literally.
because in Casino Royale he loses Vesper, and then Quantum of Solace is him
Dealing
avenging
with
her,
that.
more or
Yeah.
less.
Dealing with that.
Uh,
And the movie starts off with Mr. White
yeah,
in the
yeah,
trunk. Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, decent around. I can't remember any of the action scenes in this or anything like that. Uh, but yeah, I kind of want to say it's the most forgettable out of the Daniel Craig ones.
Hmm.
Uh,
I feel
but
that.
still, I mean, decent James Bond film. Nowhere near the worst. Nowhere near the best.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, decent.
So, okay. So, Casino
What I mean,
Royale
like,
is,
what do you think of them?
yeah,
Since
yeah, yeah, yeah. Casino Royale is literally the first James Bond film I've ever watched. And as soon as it ended, I realized I'm gonna
you're
be
missing out.
oh yeah, exactly. I realized as soon as it ended, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking crazy fan of these films. I just really, it's super fast, it's super fun,
Oh,
it's super enjoyable.
so
Um,
I will say, if when you watch the older ones, there's especially like the Roger Moore and Timothy Dalton ones, they get a bit kind of crazy, stupid fun with their stunts.
yeah,
But I mean, still good, but still kind of all right. Like, what the hell is this? This has got to
yeah,
be a gag type thing.
yeah. I feel that. It's kind of, I will say Casino Royale is kind of long. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes or 2 hours and like 30 minutes ish long. And like it's not a pacing problem
But
because it's
it
paced
doesn't.
wonderfully, but I did
Oh
start to
yeah.
feel it. Maybe that's just because I was watching it like not in the theater. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh man, this movie's long. But I was still like, holy shit, this is enjoyable. And we were talking about the the fucking trap with the balls, dude. And also
Oh yeah.
there's something so inherently dramatic about like poker.
So
And I
I
don't
want to
play
say
poker, but
yeah.
like I was like, oh my God, like the stakes.
It's I will say like the bigger like games and if you like get into poker, it's kind of that dramatic.
Yeah, yeah. And I like his like hotel thing and him trying to
Hmm.
figure out like Vesper was the inside man or whatever. It's like Jesus Christ. I will say the relationship between Vesper and Bond kind of comes out
Hmm.
of nowhere. I don't know if you remember that, but like
Didn't they meet
they
in the
meet.
hotel or the
No,
casino?
they're with each other the whole film, right? But she just kind of falls in
Well,
love with
yeah,
him out of nowhere. Like she like so they get out of the trap, right? Because what's his name?
yeah.
The villain, the one with the bleeding eye.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. He traps them and then they get out and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
why didn't they kill us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, how are we still
Hmm.
here or whatever? And then as soon as James Bond wakes up from that like experience, she's like, oh, I fucking love you. I've always
Hmm.
loved you. And he's like, but then I guess it kind of makes sense because she's trying to get the money. So it's like give and take. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Well,
Um, but also James Bond just has his way with any woman,
well,
apparently. Like,
yeah, yeah.
like, I was watching it. I was like, huh. Well, I know like the classic, like every woman who he meets dies type thing. Just because that's like a James Bond thing.
Mhm.
Fridging, as they would call it. It's all over the place. But he, well, also, what was with the beginning? The beginning of the movie's in black and white. Was there?
So the
Do you know anything about that? Is that a James Bond thing or?
yeah, so the entirety of Casino Royale, he's not 007. It's not until the very end he becomes 007.
No,
So
he's
I
007. They say at the beginning.
are you
Judy Dench is like, I just promoted you to 007. Like this
okay?
is
No,
his
okay,
first
no, no, yeah,
mission.
yeah, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the I just want to say that the black and white was kind of get you into the feel of all right. Hey, this is Daniel Craig's James Bond. It's been like 7 years since you've seen, or 6 years since you've seen James Bond. This is the feel. This is who he is, and
Mhm.
we're going for it
Is that
type
how
thing.
long it usually takes? Like we won't get another James Bond for like six
So,
years.
so I watched a video. It was it was Daniel Craig reading questions, and he said, or like one of the questions was, why was Daniel Craig's James Bond have so many long periods between each movie? And he said because he broke like a bone on every single movie, and it just took that long to like heal,
Holy
get back like 100%,
shit.
and then go on to the next one.
Holy shit. Is that true?
Yeah, like for Spectre, he broke his ankle. For Skyfall, he broke his leg. For Quantum of Solace, he broke something else. But yeah, no, he goes all in.
I guess, man. But gee, yeah, no, I mean it looks great. Like I will say, no, the action in this one's fun. Like when they're jumping off the high ass
Mhm,
skyscrapers and stuff,
mhm.
dude. It's
Yeah, that opening sequence of him in Madagascar was really fun to watch.
also I like the staple. I kind of like I was watching the first one, I was like, God, this opening sequence, like where they're like playing the opening intro. I was like, this
Mhm.
is like 3 to 4 minutes. Like I was like, oh
That's
my God. And then I
that's a
when
James
we
Bond
got to
movie.
No Time to Die, I was like, I want to see this opening intro.
Yeah, right.
And
So
like switched me. I was like, this is the James Bond staple. I'm starting to understand.
I will say you've kind of ruined yourself for James Bond movies now since
Oh.
you've well, no, I don't want to say ruined yourself,
I
but for like
always watch a movie within the like I always think about it like this is when this came out and like you have to think about it that way because if you don't, the movie's gonna suck. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, out of all the James, because I haven't seen every single one of them, I've seen a good chunk of them. Uh, but I want to say the Daniel Craig ones have has the best openings in all of them.
Oh, like the opening
Yeah,
sequences?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's got the best ones in all the James Bond movies.
Visuals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just so good.
Hmm. What about how did you
Well, what do you think of Quantum of Solace?
Quantum of Solace? Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Um I mean it was
It's
like
forgettable.
I liked Casino Royale a lot. I
Yeah,
can't tell if No Time to Die outbeats it yet. I'm still kind of like, did I
really.
like No Time to Die more? Did I like Casino Royale more? I can't quite tell yet. Um, I liked Quantum of Solace too, but it's definitely a step down. Like
It is.
it
It's no
feels,
Godfather 2.
yeah, it's like it feels really different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it just feels like a different like the way it's shot and the like the color grading is completely different from the first movie.
Mhm.
And so I think that might be because the first one was kind of half-assed based on something.
I mean, so
But I
like
was
almost
like
every single movie is
based on a book, on the books,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just like, huh, this is like I was just like, this is weird. Like it just felt different. And it was, to this day, I just watched it like a day and a half ago, and
Mhm.
I like the villain is not very memorable besides the fact that I know the way he looked,
Mhm.
but it's also like super convoluted. Like I didn't understand who the main villain was until they were fighting him at the end. I was like, oh, okay, this is the dude, I guess,
Mhm.
because they don't kill like Mr. White. So at the beginning, I was like, okay, this is all to get to him, right?
Yep.
And then it's this Mr. Green guy. I think that's his name.
I couldn't tell
Yeah.
you.
He's like selling green energy or whatever, so he can actually make
Yeah.
a shitload of money off the dam or whatever. But it's like him instead of Mr. White, and I was like, Mr. White's still alive. Clearly, that pays off.
Yes.
But I was like, this is so odd. I didn't understand. Anyway, I didn't understand who the bad guy was, so they were fighting him, and I don't think he was crazy good or anything because it didn't feel like he was the main threat.
Yeah.
But I will say the action in that climax is actually pretty fun, like with the buildings burning down and he's like has to go and save the girl or whatever. Who is like one of the only girls in this entire series who makes it out. She drives away, and luckily she isn't in the sequels because she definitely would have died if she was.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. They just fucking slaughter every woman he talks to. They just don't give a shit about that.
I kind of want to say that's a newer thing. I don't want to say what's a newer thing, but like in the new-ish James Bond movies, that became a thing. Back in the originals, I mean, there would be like one or two that like got the knife or whatever. But
well, it's definitely a thing in these ones because like almost every single film, a woman he's interested in just gets like, and it's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Like I wouldn't walk away being like, oh, it is. I haven't experienced the forgettableness yet, but that's also because I just watched it yesterday. So, like, I remember it pretty well, right? But yeah. Anyways, super average. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace besides the fact that Casino Royale has one of the most gruesome torture scenes I've ever seen?
No, I'm good. Well, yeah. So just a little fun fact that the scene where where the car gets flipped because Vesper's laying in the road there, that was actually filmed on a famous racetrack in Europe. And the way that they did that was that they had a hydraulic jack on the back of the car, and just they press it at the right time to flip it and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm. Yeah, no, and Daniel Craig is James Bond. Let me touch on that real fast in these first two movies. Since this is my first exposure, but I kind of already knew that like people didn't like it because it's traditionally like brown hair, brown eyes, right? Yeah. And he has blue eyes, blonde hair.
I will say that Daniel Craig has like some of the bluest eyes I have ever
seen. For real? Like
it is blue. Yeah. I'm jealous of his blue eyes.
Kirby, are you falling in love with him?
With his eyes. Okay.
He has only with his eyes I've ever seen. Oh fuck. No, for real, he really does. I will say that some of his, I feel like it's so easy for him. Like, I don't know what it is. The women in these movies, and it's kind of fun because you're like, oh, there's a cute woman, like, and then it's like, oh, we know where this is going.
Yeah, we know where this is gonna head towards. It always goes where it's headed towards.
Sometimes they don't even try. They're just like, look at this cute woman, and then he says like 2 lines to her, and it just cuts to him like, going at it with him. I do think that Daniel Craig's kissing is a little bit weird. Like he's sticks his lips out a little bit, and he's like,
I mean, he's English, so
yeah, I guess maybe that's it. I don't know. Is it an English thing though? I don't know. Whatever. I liked both of them. I loved Casino Royale. I thought it was fantastic. Let's move into Skyfall and Spectre. Kirby, give us your thoughts.
Skyfall is
Spectre.
It's my favorite one. James Bond film. It's
your favorite James Bond film, really?
Yeah. No, it's that good. I mean, you got Adele singing the opening intro, which is freaking amazing because back in 2012, that was prime time Adele right there.
That was the shit right there. 21 had just come out.
Yeah, I freaking love that song. It's so good. It never gets old. It's like my favorite Adele song. It's so good. This is another perfect casting for the villain. Freaking Javier Bardem. Anytime as a villain,
he's great. That's
amazing.
Like touching James Bond's chest, and he's like oddly gay.
Dude,
I love it.
Javier Bardem is one of the greatest actors that is still out there today. I mean,
His
when you
wig
watch
was
this,
terrible.
when you
Though.
watch Skyfall, dude, you can't say anything bad about him because of how good he did.
Okay,
Like that, like
I
that,
won't.
like that.
I thought his wig was a little meh, but I won't
That's
say
how
anything
good
about
he
him.
was. Is you can't even hate on his wig. Nah, but and it when I watched this for the first time, I definitely got No Country for Old Man vibes. You know, with
Really?
a dude.
They're so different though. When he's like,
b-
"I will put you heads or tails. I will put this fucking thing in
Still,
your
no,
head."
it's the I guess it's the insanity behind the two characters that's the same
You know
to
what I
me.
will say about him though?
Yeah.
When he pulls out his teeth thing and his
Oh yeah.
face like sinks in and is like more like brutalized,
Mhm.
I loved that. I was like,
Dude, it's so
holy
good.
shit, this is
His
fucking nuts.
he is one of the few villains in film history, especially a James Bond film, that you can almost you can sympathize for, right?
Mhm.
Because he worked for MI6 or whatever, he followed everything to the T. He did everything right, and yet
Well, he did break those rules. That's why he got busted.
well, yeah, but I mean, look at freaking James Bond.
Yeah, he does. He does fuck around.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
It is, he is in a way right about the fact because he has this whole spiel about how there are like two rats left.
yeah,
And I do kind of agree with him because like
that's
it's literally him and James, like
yeah.
dead ass, because like James literally, like as far as what we could tell, has the exact same backstory as him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I like that like I like that Javier Bardem's villain wasn't about um like world destruction or anything like that. It was just about revenge,
Yeah, that's
right?
right. It was pretty local. He just wanted to
Yeah,
fucking kill
yeah.
him. He was
Yeah,
like,
he wanted to kill him. He wanted to uh axe James Bond as well,
yeah,
and it just works so well. And
yeah.
it's it's so good. It's just it's such a well written movie. It's Sam Mendes directed, which was amazing.
He
And
directed Spectre too.
yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Spectre then? Did you
Well, we're not done with Skyfall. Hold
Okay.
on.
We'll enjoy our moment with
Yes,
Skyfall.
yes.
Yeah.
And another reason why it's the best James Bond film is it's Judi Dench's last performance as M in James Bond franchise,
Mhm.
and she does an amazing job with them both being in the church, and she just
Yeah.
dies there.
Yeah.
Which was I kind of want to say the first time I watched it, I like
So she
I
was
was choking
really
up.
M. She really was M in the Pierce Morgan ones, huh?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan ones, huh? Who's Pierce
Yes.
Morgan?
I don't. Oh, who the hell is? Why are you saying
Is
Pierce
that an
Morgan?
alcohol or something?
I don't know.
Pierce Morgan.
Piers Morgan.
Who's that?
Apparently a broadcaster or something. I don't know.
It's a
Just
UK. It's a UK broadcaster. Why am I?
why are you? How are you getting
Why
Pierce
is
Brosnan
that?
mixed up with a weird ass UK broadcaster?
Hey, he's pretty popular. Don't call him weird. Um,
Name one thing you've seen Piers Morgan in.
nothing. A couple, maybe Pitch
Exactly.
Perfect or
Okay.
something. Oh, fuck me. Anyway, continue. M dies. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to see James Bond's backstory a little bit in this, which is, I mean, you kind of knew it was going to be a tragic backstory, but still, the entire setting of the mansion in the middle of the like mountains with nothing around
With
was
his
really
parents being dead
cool.
and shit.
Yeah, it
I
was a
also love. I
really
love the scene where his car get like
oh
Javier's
yeah,
character
yeah,
car gets
where he
his
shoots
car,
up
and
his
then you can
car
just
and he just
see.
gets pissed.
You can just see it on, like they
Ah,
don't say a
it's
line
so
or
good.
anything, but you can just tell on his
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
He's like, I'm
he's
about to
like,
blow this
this
fucking house up.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what they did lose me on? Is that in the next movie or is that in this? I think it's in the next
what's
one.
the
We'll
what's
talk
the
about it in the next one. Um,
but
yeah.
yeah, Skyfall. Well, yeah, Skyfall's probably one of the best movies I've seen, like ever.
Really?
Dude,
I
Skyfall's
mean, I thought it was
dope.
good, but I didn't think it was that crazy.
Dude, Skyfall is
You
so
know,
good.
it makes me really wish that I had seen these in theaters. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like it definitely improved your experience.
Oh,
Because
it's
I
so
was
does.
watching them all on my phone, and I was like, "Yeah, these are good
Oh,
movies."
what? You watch Skyfall on your phone?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh
All of
my
them, all four of them
Oh,
before No Time to Die. Um,
oh, you're hurting me.
I know it hurt me too, but I mean, nobody's
Dude.
showing them in the theater anymore.
Still, you could watch them on your TV or something, you
No,
know?
because the hotel, our checkout time, I had to leave. I was like, I'll watch it on TV, but we didn't. I couldn't. So I was like, oh, fuck off. But yeah.
Dude.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Okay, so just a little side topic. Once No Time to Die like comes out and stays out for a while and it comes out on DVD and everything, they're going to release a James Bond movie collection of all 25 films. I'm getting
Is
that
this the
fucking thing.
25th one? No Time to
Yeah,
Die.
this is the 25th James Bond film.
Okay.
And once they release the collection of it, me and you were taking like a week sitting down and like binging them all.
Done. I'll do it.
Dude,
I fucking love. I thought I had such a good time watching these, and I was just all I could stop. I couldn't stop thinking about how I've literally never seen these, and I was like, "This is why not? Like, it's a spy film.
it's one of the best film franchises in history.
I'm like catching myself walking around the house, just going down, like cooking dinner and like down.
Yeah, it's so good. Uh, yeah. No Time to Die had a better written story than freaking Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, for sure. Well, let's wait. We'll get there.
Okay.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
no, for
so
sure.
on to Spectre.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Spectre?
Spectre, I've only seen it once, and I probably should have watched it again, especially for No Time to Die. But one of the few things I did like about Spectre was that was the one that introduced Spectre, right? Because
Yeah.
especially in the Sean Connery ones, and then later into I think the Timothy Dalton
Is that
ones,
is that a
and
thing?
then
Like an
oh yeah, no,
organization?
Spectre has been around for a long since the
Okay.
Sean Connery movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell, Spectre was talked about in the very first James Bond movie,
Okay.
Doctor No.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that they didn't bring in Spectre until this movie, and I like that a lot. But the execution of it wasn't all there.
Hmm.
Although I will say the casting of Christoph Waltz as Blofeld, it's okay. Let me back up. Whenever you cast Christoph Waltz in a role, there is no one better to fit that role besides Christoph Waltz,
He
right?
really, I kind of thought he was really forgettable.
No,
Like I was
no,
like
because once you watch like the old Sean Connery films, and
was
then
Blofeld in those too?
oh yeah, dude, they recasted Blofeld in all the James Bond movies like 4 or 5 fucking times.
Okay. Okay.
So seeing Christoph Waltz as Blofeld and seeing how well he did with it, you'll once you watch the other ones, you'll agree that's a perfect fucking casting choice.
Okay, got you. Because like watching it, I was like, wow, he kind of feels really underwhelming as like the dude who's running everything. And I think a big reason why is because you know the scene where he's in the chair and they're like, when we put this needle in your brain, you will lose your eyesight and you will not be able to see Mr. Bond. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then they put the needle in his brain and he's like, no sweat. They're like, you will forget her face. You won't be able to recognize anyone. And then they put it in his other side and they do that one. And he's like, no sweat. And I was like, I was like, what's this weird?
To be honest, I don't even remember that.
It's what okay, do you remember you don't remember them putting like the things in the side of his neck? He's like in the
Not
chair.
not no not really.
I was just like, that's so weird. I don't know. Continue what you were saying now.
But yeah, Christoph Waltz was a perfect casting choice for Blofeld.
Okay.
Um,
He's good in No
and
Time to Die.
well, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Uh, and I guess the overall story of Spectre what wasn't well written as like Skyfall or Casino Royale. Uh, and I kind of wish it had been, especially since this was also directed by Sam Mendes, and I mean
Did Sam Mendes direct Quantum of Solace too?
No, that was someone else.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, it was just Sam Mendes for Skyfall and Spectre.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
it kinda it like half-ass fit. Like I was like when they were like, "Oh, we're all a connected organization," I was like, "Were you though?" Like watching him back and
yeah,
forth, I was like, "Was that guy part of that organization?" Mr. White made sense, and I
yeah,
was
Mr. White did, but the entire thing with what was his name, Lashif,
yeah,
Mads Mikkelsen.
I was like, "Really? Lashif was part of this?"
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind of was, but I
yeah.
mean,
And
he,
Mr. Green too. Well, no, Mr. Green made sense because it was an organization. It just
mhm.
didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, when was the chief? Oh, but he wasn't wearing a ring the whole movie. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But I kind of want to say, out of all the Daniel Craig movies, this is the worst one. I want
You
to say,
really? This is your least favorite?
yeah, I kind of want to say,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's Spectre, Quantum of Solace, and then the other three. I like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense. I see for Skyfall, going back,
It's so good.
I liked it. I didn't love it though. I wasn't like, oh my
What?
God, this is crazy. Like I liked Casino Royale more for sure. And
Really?
I definitely like No Time to Die more too. Like I
Hmm.
thought it was good and it's pretty. And don't get me wrong, like having the climax be like it's like intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
Hmm.
like a big like action sequence. Um I liked that a lot too. Im's death was pretty good.
Dude, that was a tearjerker right there.
Oh, it got you. It didn't get
Yeah, a little
me.
bit.
It didn't get me, but I feel like you probably were watching this like half-ass growing up with it a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, yeah. I kind of
Yeah.
grew up with James Bond a
Yeah.
little bit.
But I really liked Judy Dench, and then they replaced her with Mallory, and they're just
Yeah,
like, "You're the
Ralph Fiennes.
yeah," and then they're just like, "You're the new M," and I was like, "Oh," I was I didn't know how that was that's how it worked. I didn't know
Hmm.
they just do they like target people who only have the M in their name.
So that was kind of just a Skyfall thing. That was just kind of like, oh yeah, hey, it's a new M. They never addressed it in the older ones. It was just, all
Okay.
right, yeah, no, it's a Lady M. Deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, that's
But
cool though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of like what I'm thinking of.
Progressive.
No, I can't think of what I'm thinking of.
Recast. Uh,
No. Anyways, yeah, just
Whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I thought the villain was actually pretty cool. And when he takes out I love this scene where he's like touching James Bond's chest. I thought that was so interesting because I was like, is
Mhm.
James Bond? Because when he's talking to him, he's like, have you ever been with a man
no.
before? And then James Bond's like, who's to say I haven't? Like, and I was like, oh, James.
Yeah, that was just him being James Bond. That
Yeah.
was just
I was like, James putting on the moves. I was like, wow. Um, but I was like, damn,
yeah.
interesting. I like another layer of complexity. I don't know. He had a lot of different things. You could tell he wasn't like, oh, I'm the bad guy and that's it. Like I'm just
Mhm.
one note. You know what I'm saying? Like he felt like a person because he was like clearly he has an interest in men and clearly he like has a vengeance and clearly he has like this
Mhm.
backstory that's very similar to James Bond. And I really like that. And I didn't know if that was new. You just told me it was new that like James Bond doesn't have any parents.
The,
Is it new or was it new to this series? Like they hadn't talked about it yet.
I think it was new to the series. I think it was new.
Okay.
I might be wrong with that one, but I'm pretty sure.
Because
I think it was new.
I was like, oh, like he doesn't. I was like, maybe that's why he doesn't have that much of a problem like just killing people's parents. Because I was like, well, oh, for real. I mean, he's not wrong either. Rami Malek isn't in No Time to Die when he's like, you're a killer, like you just fucking murder people because. James Bond's
Hmm.
his first kill is in Casino Royale, like we see it, right?
Hmm.
And then from that point on, it skyrockets to like
Hmm.
hundreds of thousands of people. Like he doesn't give a fuck, dude.
No.
Um let's talk about here's my thoughts on Scepter though, because like
Spectre.
Spectre, yeah, sorry. Um
No,
God,
you
Kirby,
didn't
this
like
movie
this
just
one?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. I just thought it was like fine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
it's like, well, the action's not very interesting in my opinion.
Hmm.
And like I said, the villain was a little underwhelming. Maybe if I'd seen the other ones, I'd be like, oh, he's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen the other ones. So I was like,
I, the one thing I did remember that just popped in my head, it's kind of weird to see Dave Bautista in that movie.
I actually liked him a lot though.
Really?
Like I thought he was fun, dude, with the metal fingernail. I was like, this is classic Bond villain where he's like squeezing the dude's head and he's got like the metal fingered like nails. I was like, I thought it was pretty cool. Um at the
That car chase with Dave Bautista in a Lamborghini. That
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun because Bond was like, I'm like not bothered, and he was just like driving his
So
car chase and like trying to call Q or whatever.
yeah,
Oh, I love Q too. I really like him.
Q is a good cast.
Yeah, he's a good cast. Um, and but I will say the nanotech stuff, I was like, this is stupid. Like they do
Yeah.
something cool with it, No Time to Die, but
Mhm.
when they implemented it in Spectre,
Mhm.
I was like, this is stupid because it felt very like not to use this in a derogatory way, but it felt very marvelly, and that doesn't really feel like this universe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. James Bond's very real esque and not.
Yeah, not here's micro technology that you can implement, put into your bloodstream.
Yeah,
I was like, really? I
yeah.
was like, that kind of comes out of nowhere. It just felt off to me. I wasn't like, and yeah, like I don't know. I did like that the girl that's introduced in this one. What's her name? She's in the new one too.
Not not Mallory.
No, Mallory's the dude.
Give me a second.
What's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue now. It starts with a B, I think. Lynn, something is Be- uh, Bethany,
Madeline.
Madeline, Madeline. I like that there's a girl who doesn't die, even though they do have a girl that dies in this film. I did appreciate the fact. It's also weird that she's like, I'm glad they elaborated on this because he has sex with her, and all I could think was, isn't she the daughter of an evil dude? Like,
Yeah, an evil like warlord.
yeah, I was like, really, Bond? I was like, you're just gonna go for it, even though
James Bond will take it where he can get it, man.
he really does. He doesn't have a problem having sex with anybody at
No.
any time. Like, there's that one line where I think I can't remember if it's Skyfall or if it's Spectre, when he's like, when this lady's like, oh, like he was my husband and he, like, all he would do was spend time like caring about his work rather than like caring about
I
me.
think that's Casino Royale.
And he was like, no, 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 it wasn't Casino Royale.
It's
It
not.
was one of these two, yeah. And he was like, she was like, my husband. Well, there is one in Casino Royale, but he doesn't sleep with her. He does sleep with her in
Okay.
Skyfall or Spectre, whichever one it was. And he's like, well, then he was a fool. And then they just make. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He just has his way. He doesn't like.
he
There's
does.
no. There's
Hey,
no.
he's a gentleman spy.
Yeah. There's no like struggle, and I'm glad that they struggle. Let me rephrase this. There's no like it's not like game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he's like, oh, I have to like ask her on a date and like get these flowers for her or whatever. He just goes up to him, says two lines, and then it's unrealistic as fuck in
Well,
reality.
yeah,
But I was like, it's so fun though, isn't it?
it is. It is.
Like
It is.
I don't know why. Maybe that's purely like because I'm a dude, but like there's something so cool about a dude who can just get away
Just
with
go
like
walk up to
yeah.
someone and say, "Oh yeah, no, let's go do it," and then they do it.
Yeah, well, just like he just has like two lines and they're super smooth and like it
Hmm.
always works. Like,
Hmm.
um, yeah, no, I love it. And this sounds really creepy, and like I'm not meaning for it to sound creepy, but it does because of the context of the situation. Um, but anyways, he's a womanizer clearly, and he has
He
no
is. He
problem,
is.
and
He
it is
is.
a lot of fun. I really like that, but I also like that Madeline is a character and she's like
Oh yeah.
actually a character. Like I
Oh
actually
yeah.
enjoyed the fact that she like I don't know, she has a moral code type thing, you know?
Mhm.
And I like the tie back to Casino Royale with Mr. White. I thought that was really cool because
Mhm.
all I kept thinking while I was watching Skyfall is, are they gonna like tie it back to that ever. I was like, is that just going to be an organization that's just doing all that they want to, like all the time? And then they finally connected it, and I was like, okay, like that's actually really tight. Like I'm pretty on board with that. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, like Spectre is fine, just okay.
Yeah.
I would say it is my least favorite, but I don't want to say that in a sense to where I thought it was bad. I thought it
Well,
was
yeah. It's not bad. It's just
yeah,
it's the bottom of good.
Yeah, there's still well, I don't even know. It's just okay. There's like still the Bondisms that I really like. Like, you know what I'm saying, where he goes off the grid and Q's like, I can't give you this car. Like, this car isn't meant for you. It's meant for 009.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just cuts to James Bond in the car, and he's like, and Q's like, where the fuck did the car go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I like Q's casting a lot. I really enjoyed their like banter. But Kirby, are you excited?
Dude, this movie.
Let's get into No Time to Die, Kirby. What do you think about No Time to Die?
So, hold on. I just want to ask one thing of you real quick. What did you think of what's it Anna de Armas? Yeah. What'd you think of?
I didn't have a crush on her before this movie started. I now have one of the biggest crushes on her ever. She is so beautiful in this movie. She's really stunning, and she's a badass too. Like, it's not like, and I loved. She's in it for 3 minutes. Like, and clearly you can kind of tell, because they knew each other. Bond was like, because he was like, you know, they worked together on Knives Out, and it kind of felt like it was like, oh, like we work together. Like, there's this woman role. She's only going to be in it for 2 seconds. Do you want to do it? And you know, she was like, that's what it kind of seems like. And I love, because all I kept thinking was like, he's getting to the point now in his age where it's like semi creepy. Yeah. And I love that he doesn't like it's not like a classic Bondism. Like, this is the end. So you can kind of tell he's aged up a little bit. We can do that again in the next film. But I love that she's just a badass, beautiful woman and kicks ass. Like, it was just really cool.
So for a bunch of the, I say a bunch, for a couple of the Bond actors way back, especially Roger Moore, like the reason Roger Moore quit when he did was because he didn't feel comfortable acting along with a Bond girl, because the Bond girl whoever was in that movie was the same age as like his granddaughter. So yeah. So he was like, nope, gonna nip that one in the bud. And,
I feel like they're a little bit older in the Daniel Craig films, though. You know what I'm saying? Like at like 20 or
well,
like
yeah, but Roger Moore was kind of,
he was old.
He started older.
I mean, Daniel Craig started old, 53 now. So like, I was like, oh, this is a little weird. Like, he's still dating Madeline, and she's clearly a lot younger, like at least 20 years younger than him. Yeah. But I mean, whatever, it works. Like, they look great together.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the film? Not Anna de Armas, Kirby. Since you wanted to start off on that note.
I just wanted to get.
It's clear where your head's at, Kirby.
Like, no, because the first thing you said to me when you watched this was that you had the biggest crush on.
That is not true. Don't believe him.
You liar.
I just said she kicked ass and looked good doing it. Like, she looks beautiful.
You also said you had the biggest crush on her. I swear to God you did.
I have a girlfriend and I love her very much. And she is more beautiful than any girl on the planet.
Yeah, how hard did it take?
She really is. I really do.
How hard did you struggle saying that with a straight face?
No, I struggled because you were looking at me like that.
Okay.
Yes, I do love my girlfriend.
But dude, yeah, No Time to Die. I was kind of skeptical going into this because
I was so nervous because I was like, if it's like Spectre, I was like, oh my God.
So like, there were several reasons why I walked into this one anxiously.
Mm-hmm.
One, it was coming right after Spectre, and Spectre was not the best Daniel Craig James Bond movie.
I think that's kind of reflected in the U.S. box office too, a little bit.
And two, this movie was supposed to come out 2
2 years ago.
Two freaking years ago.
Well, 2020. So I think it was originally in, I can't remember if it was July or November 2020, and then they pushed it, or maybe it was May. It might have been May 2020. God, you type so loud.
Okay.
Is it May or November?
No, October 8th, 2020.
Okay, so literally the same. Wow. Wow, almost the same.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, crazy. Wow. Okay, almost a year since
It feels a lot longer than that.
Well, it's because we lived through an entire global pandemic.
And I guess we got the release date like way before everything went to shit.
Yeah,
so we were kind of like waiting and seeing, all right, is it gonna stick or not?
Well, I think they moved it in like May. They pushed.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think they moved it in like July or May. So we were like, oh, like it's never gonna of 2020. So we were like, oh wow, it's gonna be like a really long. Like we got our first trailer and then they pushed it. So we were like, this movie was supposed to come out like years ago. Yeah.
But that's another reason why I was skeptical was because it was an additional year since it was supposed to come out. But I shouldn't have been skeptical or anxious at all because this is one of the best James Bond movies out there.
It's brilliant,
dude.
I really like
really
it.
Good.
I'll probably go see it again. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like I'll probably go and watch it again. Yeah, I really will.
It's really good.
I really enjoyed it.
It opened really well as well.
Dude, I was hoping you would bring this up because that explosion, when that bomb goes off at Vesper's grave, I shit my pants.
Well, no. I was talking about the snow opening.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's what I was talking
about. Let's go back.
That
was really good too.
That was because I kind of want to say a good like 65-70% of the stuff we've seen in the trailers was within the first 20 minutes of the film.
Exactly, I agree. I was like,
which was kind of impressive because seeing like the car stunts where it jumps off the little curb there when he's ducking behind it and he dives off the bridge. Intense. I thought that would have been at least like a midway fight scene or something. Yeah. But and then you see the parts with the snow with Rami Malek's villain just shooting the ice, and I thought that was James Bond in the water for the longest time. I didn't know that was a girl from the trailers.
A ponytail.
I never paid attention to that. I just saw some like flailing underneath ice.
I knew what it was because she told the story in Spectre. She was like, "This is what happened," and so as soon as we flash back, I was like, "Oh, we're seeing the story she told in Spectre." Gotcha. And you probably haven't watched Spectre since.
Since it came out.
Yeah, so she told that story in Spectre, and I literally finished Spectre right before I walked in. Like 5 minutes before I walked in this one, because also I was like, "Oh, this is the story she told." Yeah, and it was. Yeah, you're right.
But it was really good. But yeah, so now moving on to the first fight scene or action sequence, was really cool. I was not expecting.
Did you go see it in IMAX?
So if I would have, we wouldn't have started this until like 9:30.
Okay, dude, it was totally worth it, and if you see it again, you definitely should.
I kind of
That opening car scene is in IMAX. And then that one in the club is too.
Okay.
And let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Creme de la creme. Like I was like, holy shit. Like I don't know what it is because they switch it back and forth. Like only parts are shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
So it's like they switch and then I like notice because I'm an idiot, but I like notice that stuff. And so it kind of like clues you into when the fights are going to happen. And I was like, oh, they cut into, I wonder why. I was like, oh, the whole entire first part, like all the Rami stuff at the beginning where he's like shooting the ice or whatever. And that first part are all in IMAX. And I was saying it earlier, but we weren't talking about the same thing. When that fucking grave explodes, Kirby.
Oh yeah.
What was how did you react to that? What did you think about that?
So another reason why I think this movie's like one of the better ones or one of the best ones was it had a lot of homage to like the first couple of movies of Daniel Craig's James Bond and the original James Bond movies because like the opening crawl with Billie Eilish's No Time to Die, which was freaking awesome. By
Yeah,
the
I thought
way.
her song was really good actually
Yeah,
too.
it was really good. I listened to it twice on the way back from the theater. Uh,
No time to
yeah,
die.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
But the first couple things you see at the opening crawl is like little colorful polka dots,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
that's the original opening scene of the first
Yeah.
James Bond movie, Doctor No, which I thought was really cool.
Well, they do that in Spectre and Skyfall too.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah. Or at least they
Skyfall,
do
I
it.
didn't think they
They
did.
do it at the end. But no, even in the beginning of this one, they have Daniel Craig walk out with the gun chamber
Well,
out.
no, I'm not talking about that. That's in every James Bond
But you're
movie.
talking about the dot thing, like that
Yeah,
goes across. Yeah,
like the color.
yeah. That was at the
You
end of
sure?
Skyfall. I watched it 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, it was at the end of Spectre and Skyfall. Yeah. Down, down, down,
Well, no, I
down.
was talking about the beginning of it.
Not it wasn't at the beginning of the movie. They were at the end of the film. So maybe that's what you were talking about then.
Well, no, at the beginning, like right before Billie Eilish's "No Time to Die," like when it's done with the actual action scene or whatever, you see like a line of colored polka dots, and then it goes into Billie Eilish's song.
Yeah, it didn't do it at the beginning in the other ones. Well, why are we
Yes.
repeating this? Yeah, we understand each other.
No, I didn't. I thought you were saying something else.
It's like, what are we doing here? We're saying the same thing 3 times.
No, I thought you were saying something else. Okay.
No, it
Anyways,
was at the end. Those dots were at the end of the other two movies, and this one it was at the beginning.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That
Okay. Okay. Got it. Anyway,
yeah.
moving on.
To something.
I liked that it was Vespa's grave that he went to. With I thought that was really cool. But then yeah, just out of nowhere, it explodes, and then it goes right into the action scene, which was
Instantly into
amazing.
it.
Yeah,
Instantly into it. Like as soon as it exploded, I was like, "Holy shit!"
yeah. Here we go. Here's the movie right here.
And he looks great. Like he looks like his suit all fucked up. And like you were saying from the trailers, like I noticed that was the same suit from the
Yeah.
trailers, and I was like, it was like watching a ticking time bomb. I was like,
Oh yeah.
something terrible is about to
Oh
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
and all right. So fun fact with the production of it. What? So they filmed that entire scene was filmed in Italy, and when before they filmed it, the streets and everything were too slick. So anytime they would perform the stunts, they would slip and fall or whatever. So they poured like thousands of gallons of Coca-Cola onto the streets of Italy, and they let it dry to where it would be sticky and it'd have a residue. And then they did the stunts to where they had like something to stick to, and they wouldn't slip on.
wow. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, uh,
Wow.
yeah. It was like it was somewhere in the double digit thousands of
Jesus Christ.
gallons of Coca-Cola. Yeah, it was a lot of Coca-Cola. Anyways,
No, dude, that opening scene,
it was really good. That's how you open a James Bond movie.
it was one of the best action scenes in this, like in the Daniel Craig movies.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like genuinely, I thought so. And the betrayal, like I thought that was so well
Oh,
done.
yeah, I thought that was too.
Yeah.
Especially with before even the action scene begins, you see like the little fires spread out here and there, and then
Yeah.
like they get told, "Oh yeah, no, it's people burning away their secrets and
Yeah.
like forgiving themselves or whatever."
Also, this one I feel is a lot prettier. Like it's a really pretty movie.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Like the color palette, like blues and oranges, is like it's a really pretty film.
It is. I will say this is a lot more brighter of a James Bond film than like Skyfall.
How did you feel about like overall story though? Like not just the
Oh
intro.
yeah, no, it was very well written. I mean that I didn't I didn't think there was a dull moment in it, and I don't think it drug on anywhere, even though it is like
It's 2
two
hours and like
hours,
40
yeah,
minutes.
45 minutes, something like that, which
Yeah.
is the longest James Bond movie.
I could feel it because of how long it was. I couldn't feel it because of like the pacing being bad. Like
Yeah.
I was like, this is a long ass movie,
Yeah.
but I was still like, I'm like into it though. Like I was like, I
Mhm.
don't really necessarily like, I'm not waiting for the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the entire relationship between Madeline and James Bond was excellent.
Dude, when he
Was
puts her
hands
on the
down.
train,
Yeah, the betrayal there, and then just the when they reunite like halfway through the movie, and then the ending was amazing.
the ending.
Oh, it was so good. Uh, And
Did you
I
notice
freaking
when he pushed her in the train? Did you notice her put like her hand here?
yeah, I noticed that.
I was like, is she pregnant? Like that was
Yeah,
literally
no,
my
yeah, no, I saw that and was like, wait, is she gonna like mouth through the window, "I'm pregnant" or
yeah,
some shit?
yeah,
Like, no, I saw that and I was like, all right, no,
yeah.
she's hid something. She's sneaky.
And then once it
Uh,
comes back up, like later on in the movie, I was like, oh, so I was right.
yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah. No, but
Uh,
you're right. Continue the ending, and then
so I freaking love Jeffrey Wright, and I think this is the second movie, or what
no,
was he Inspector?
I think he was in Quantum of Solace too,
Okay,
or it was either that or Sky. One of them. He was in one of the
I
others.
don't think he was in Skyfall.
I think he was in three of them. I think he was in three of them,
Well,
and
yeah,
just
he was in Casino Royale, definitely.
yeah. And
Uh,
and
so it must have been Quantum of Solace.
yeah, and I don't think he was Inspector.
Okay.
I swear I thought he was in three of them.
Yeah, Casino Royale. I guess Quantum of Solace, and then this one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. I thought he was in Skyfall. Maybe not.
I don't think so. Anyways, uh, yeah, Jeffrey Wright's character is Felix. I freaking love Jeffrey Wright. And then when the freaking CIA douchebag shoots him, and he's not part of Spectre. He's just part of Rami Malek's organization. I don't think they even
Yeah.
like have a name for it.
Well, dude, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. I thought it was. We'll talk more about it here in a second, but I thought like them eliminating Spectre and that whole like gas like
Oh
thing, I
yeah.
thought that was so much cooler than like the nanotech shit with like
Yeah. Well,
Hercules or
it
whatever.
was because of it was
Yeah,
because of the nanotech stuff.
yeah. I thought that was the perfect like add-on because I don't know, it oddly grounded it for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But continue what you're saying. Jeffrey Wright's passing.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a heart touching scene. I mean, when he leaves him in the boat and all that, I thought that was, and then he's just sitting there staring and holding the cigar, which I kind of wish we had a moment where he was like smoking it sometime or something. But
The editing kind of confused you there because he was sitting on the boat and then it just goes like we see the boat, like the big boat that's gonna pick him up, but then he's just
yeah,
instantly in London. Did that kind of confuse you a little bit?
no,
Oh, okay, for me, I was like, oh, that was fast. He got there fast. But I guess
I mean
why
they
would
got to
you
move
need?
on the story.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like why do you need to see him transport from a boat to like a plane to London or something?
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's true. Well, because he got hit the car so fast. Because he got to London and it instantly was like, "Here's a car," and then drove away.
Well, I mean, he's got like safe houses here and there.
Yeah, you're right. It was a safe house because it had M's thing in it. Her little like piggy
Oh
bank.
yeah, the bulldog thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh.
and I will say the Anna de Armas fight scene in this movie was really good.
Yeah, it's badass.
Like the entire club scene was it was fun to watch, and it had its little quirks there when he falls through the ceiling, gets up, starts
When he's like,
pouring himself
oh,
a drink.
fuck. And then he just starts making a drink.
Which I thought was really good.
Bro, at the end, how did you feel about the new 007?
I thought it was I thought it was good because I don't think they should have announced it like in production for it. I don't think they should have announced that. Oh yeah, no, she's gonna play the new 007 in it. I think we should have just found out.
Off, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have found out organically.
Mm-hmm.
But she does a really good job because she isn't James Bond. She is more of a stickler for the rules, follows them, and is more for like Queen and Country type thing, right?
And I just love how he still outclasses her because he's fucking James Bond, right?
Yes.
And then I loved. Well, you continue speaking.
Yeah, and she does an excellent job because that she doesn't try to prove like herself to him, right? Like they're both scared of each other, right? Because he that was his old position. He was 007. Still thinks he kind of is 007. So he feels that they feel threatened. He feels threatened by her because she's the new him, and then she feels threatened by him because he was fucking 007.
Their banter is like fantastic. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah, like she fires off a quip, he fires off another one.
when
It's
he's
back and
like
forth. It's
when
never
she's
it's
like,
never
I'm
one
double oh
sided.
007, does that bother you? And
Yeah,
then Mallory's like, only Bond into my office, please.
yeah.
And then he's like, does that
Oh, does
bother
that bother
you?
you? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so great.
They never overpower one another, which is really good. She does what a supporting character is supposed to do, which is support. She like the character doesn't try to overpower or try to overshow the main character at all, which was
Also,
really
she's
good.
a badass. Like
Oh
she's
yeah,
yeah, she can hold her own too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I thought it was fun. I just thought there were so many things in this film that I was like, wow, I really like that decision they made. And I was like, wow, I really like this decision they made. Like, I don't know, starting out with the betrayal, I think works really well because
oh yeah,
we're in
because
both, like we understand both of them. And there's also that mystery. It's of like, can she really be trusted? Like, should we trust her?
yeah.
And like, yeah. And just like the whole like who fucked him over in the beginning though? That was one part that I was confused. Was that also Rami's organization? Because like it flashed the Spectre thing on her phone, but was that just to trick James?
No, so I think that was. I'm still a little confused on it myself. I think that was
I think it was Rami.
No, I think it was just Spectre itself. I think it was Blofeld somehow calling the shots in prison.
Oh, you're right, because
Or
he had the eye that he had to
yeah,
do with. No, but the dude with the eye was also working for Rami.
no, well, oh yeah,
He was kind of a double agent.
yeah, he was a double. Well, no,
I don't know. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like it's kind of confused. I got a little muddled on that part.
I guess he is a double agent. So he
Yeah,
was like working for Blofeld because he had the eye, but then he
on the
was also
pillow.
working for Malik because you see him escape when they kill Spectre, all the Spectre members, and he goes back to Malik and everything.
Yeah, so I think he may have been either he was playing both sides or he was an inside man for Rami.
Yeah,
Um,
uh,
which is fine. I mean, that works. That's fine.
yeah.
I do think. Well, Blofeld tells him the grave was me, so that definitely was him. But I think the phone and like everything that happened after was Rami.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, maybe it was Blofeld because he's got the eye giving the information to Blofeld. Yeah. So it's I don't know. They kind of set her. They fucked her. But I love that, and I love. Let's get into the nitty gritty, Kirby. What do you think about the implements of this of him having a child?
I thought it was good because James Bond he's the kind of guy to where okay yeah he'll have a love interest here and there constantly but he'll never settle down right like he never settles down he never gets like a true love or anything and
Can I be honest? I'm surprised his balls still work.
God like Daniel Craig's or James Bond
Daniel or James Bond.
Okay.
Not Daniel Craig's. Daniel Craig's his balls are, I'm sure, fine. James Bond. I just took that walloping.
Did not expect to be talking about James Bond's balls on this fucking thing.
Anyway, continue. What were you saying?
But no, I liked it a lot. I liked every step of it of the way, and especially since it was Madeline that had the kid and everything.
I just believe their romance way more in this film than in
Spectre. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt it when he like shoved her on the train and he's just like staring at her and she's like trying to like keep him in view. Like I just bought the romance from the beginning more. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I loved it. And
I think it especially works because of the finale. Because of the ending of this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about the
so
is this the first time? Let me ask you first. Is this the first time they've killed him in any James Bond film? See, that's the perfect way.
Okay, so
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So this is the first time where he is dead, where he is gone.
Yeah. Like they've left it questionable before, maybe.
Well, not questionable. I mean, it was like 3/4 of the way through the movie. All right, he'll die, but they get him back. right
or
then
like
or
in
whatever.
Skyfall when they like kill him right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that Spectre? I think it was Skyfall.
That was Skyfall.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, this is the first time where they have ever killed James
He's
Bond.
fucking dead. Like he's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he is dead. He you can't come back from one being shot like 4 or 5 times,
Yeah.
and then 2 being rained on by fucking missiles.
I loved it too. The way they sent him out, where he was like,
"Oh yeah,
it's not gonna work," because he got all scratched in the face and stuff, and I was like,
I just want to highlight one thing for this movie was they got a fantastic composer for this movie, Hans Zimmer.
the goat.
Yeah, no, he
Man
is the
of
goat.
Steel, Batman vs Superman. Practically every Christopher Nolan film for some reason. Yeah, he's goated.
All right, no, the goat of his existence is Interstellar. Okay, let's get that fact across.
Movie. Get that average movie out of here.
All right, Mr. Fucking Man of Steel's the best comic book movie ever. Get the
I
fuck
have
out
never
of here.
said that.
Bullshit.
I've said it's top 3 or
Bullshit.
top 5.
Oh, now you okay? Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, he does great. Down. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, no, that's not him. I'm talking about just the final. I think it's called the final scent on the soundtrack, where it's him opening up the cargo bay doors again, and he's just standing there on the rooftop, and he dies. Like just the crescendo and the music and
his line where he's like. So there are 2 parts that almost got me. I teared up. I didn't cry, but like I was almost there. Like that, the movie didn't make me cry, but I did tear up, and there definitely were people in the audience that I heard like crying.
Mm-hmm.
2 parts that almost got me. When he's talking and he's climbing up the ladder, and he tells Madeline, he's like, "When I saw her, it was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen."
Mm-hmm. Because you created her.
Because you created her.
Yeah.
That almost got me.
That's one of the best lines.
And then Kirby,
yeah,
I know it was cheesy and I know it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
I know.
No, bro.
Oh.
When it's the end of the film, it's literally the last line of the film, and she's like, I want to tell you a story about a man named Bond, James Bond, and I was like, I was like, no, bro, like, come on, dude. Like that was so.
They had to get that final little pin in it, and they fucking stuck it.
Well, he says it in the film, but like
yes, but they got
there was just something about like
that's the final one.
It was so good, dude. Like and my dad doesn't like Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Has he seen this one?
No, he hasn't seen. He's seen all the other ones, but he doesn't. I told him you should see this movie. I really like this movie. I think it is my favorite. Fuck it, I think it's my favorite.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, out of this batch, I think it's my favorite. I'm sure I'll watch the other ones and have a different opinion, but
I will say the reason why I think this one's going to be so good is because it's done something that no other James Bond movie has.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the perfect way for Daniel Craig to be like pinned in it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like his mark. He's like the first one that like they killed James Bond. Mm-hmm. He's definitely, I think it's the most successful so far, right? Like as far as like James Bond franchise films go.
I want to say so, yeah.
They had like $3 billion films. So this clearly is a lot of people's like favorite James Bond.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect way for him to be like, now you'll never forget like my kind of era.
And the thing about Daniel Craig's James Bond is that before this came out, the 90s Pierce Brosnan and the 80s Timothy Dalton James Bond movies, they were campy. They were very campy. I mean, they had the
my least favorite thing, camp.
They had like the over the top kind of gadgets and everything, and like one-liners here and there, which I admit this movie has some of the most Daniel Craig James Bond like.
Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of jokes in the other ones.
No, but in this one, like he makes them and he lands them, and they're not out of place,
No,
right?
it feels great. It really felt, and I was like
Yeah,
laughing. Like I found myself like actually enjoying it, like
yeah.
laughing. Yeah,
But with the other ones, I mean, they're kind of like, all right, yeah, he killed a dude. All right, here it comes. There it is, and he goes on his way.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and the thing that they did with this one is they made it more real and more
Human.
yeah, and less campy and more realistic. That they took a serious. I mean, the James Bond movies were serious before, but they like cranked it up to the max with Daniel Craig's
Oh my God, when they're in
James Bond movies.
the forest scene is fucking awesome too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he lets the car crush that dude.
That was,
Are
dude,
you
that was good.
serious? Are you serious, bro? And when like the motorcycle dude driving by, like he just,
Oh
I love that he still feels like a badass, even though you can tell he's
yeah,
getting like older.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's just Daniel
it was,
Craig.
he killed it. He killed
He
it. I
did.
think this is his best performance as Bond, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, and it's cool to see him still cut as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in his 50s and he's still like got this fucking pecs and like a half-ass six-pack, and you know what I'm saying?
He's got the old man fit pack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's killing it, and
Yeah.
I just thought it was great. I just thought it was really good. How did you feel
Mhm.
about the whole like scratch and like how do you feel about the Hercules implementation?
That was kind of hard to watch because when they brought out Rami Malek at that time at a good time, because I mean the last time you see him before that scene was he lets the little girl go back to them, let it run away, and
Yeah,
then it's a good 20-25 minutes before you see him again and you start questioning, all right, where is this dude?
yeah.
uh and
Well,
then he comes up.
did you notice? I'm sorry, we'll get right back to this, but
Yeah,
I just want to say, did you notice the last time he sees them or his Madeline and the daughter? This shot, it's like really pretty with like a sunset behind them, and they're like on the boat, like being pushed out. Like when I saw
yeah,
that, I was like, they might be implying
yeah.
this
No,
is the
I did
last
too.
time.
Like you see you got like a sun glare coming in.
Yeah.
This is I saw that and I was like, nah, fuck, he's gonna
Yeah,
die. This is the
I
last
was
time he's
like,
gonna
is
see
this
him.
gonna be the last time he sees them? Because she
Yeah,
looked like it like in the movies, like everybody makes fun of it, where it's like the wife that died, and it's like they show you like clips of like the oversaturated like videos of the
hmm
wife like laying down on the ground, like in movies they do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what that looked like, and I was
yeah.
like, oh
That
no,
was this.
yeah. But anyways, they brought Rami at the perfect
Mhm.
time, 20 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and like you see him, he shoots James Bond like 4 times in the back, which was freaking Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Uh, and then he when he does slash him across the face with the serum or the venom or whatever you want to call it, the nanobots or whatever.
yeah.
I was I thought to myself, well, all right, what did he just
Yeah, I thought
inject
it was
him
his nails
with?
or something. I was like, how did he scratch him so good? Because it looked like he had a
Yeah.
knife. Yeah.
But then he was saying it, and I was like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
this guy's
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
also, I just kept thinking, I was like, well, his speech explaining it was really long. And
mhm.
I was like, and he doesn't say like what he's done till the end of the speech. So I was like, oh my God, like this speech is lasting forever. And then he was like, and now you'll never be able to touch your precious
No,
Madeline.
no, no.
And I
When
was
he
like,
said when he said now you and I are both poisoned by the same thing or something like that, and then you see like the blood dripping. I was like, oh man, I knew what he did.
yeah, I was
Uh,
like, oh fuck
it,
me, dude. And you could see
mm.
like he's like, oh, and his conversation with Q when he's like, so
Oh
you
yeah,
know, it's,
can you put Madeline on the phone? Oh man, I'm sorry. Yes, of course.
yeah. And he's like, oh, God, when he's talking to him, and he's like, well, is there any way to like
hmm
reverse it? Like, is there any way to get rid of it? And Q's like, no, once it's there forever. And
hmm
he was just like, that's not gonna do. I was like,
Yeah,
oh man, bro.
yeah.
Oh man. How did you feel about this is the last thing, and then we'll move on to the
hmm
villain or talking about him more in depth. How did you feel about the death of Blowfield?
I I kind of saw it coming because
Yeah, I noticed he grabbed her wrist.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
that and well, he grabbed his throat as well, and then it was the scene that was like right after the club scene. So after the nanobots like came down or whatever, so they were inside of him. Then once he touched Blofeld, I was like, yep, nope, he's dead.
I like that they eliminated Spectre.
Oh yeah, right off the bat, it was
Yeah.
just out of the way.
Yeah.
Uh, the one of the things that I did really like about the Blofeld scene in it in this was they didn't cover his eye. They just left it there as a hole, and you see it. I thought that was good.
Did they cover it in the other films?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he's like wearing an eye patch or whatever.
Okay, got you. Okay. See, this is stuff I would never know. I was just looking at his eye and I was like, fucking gross.
I liked it a lot. I was glad they did that. They didn't try to cover it up.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, when he grabs his neck and he's like, just fucking
die.
Yeah, just die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, that's all. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about the story and just like overall the finale?
If I didn't cry in this movie,
but if you were, when would
you have to? If I didn't have to pee so bad and piss a gallon of just pure liquid,
dude,
I would have definitely cried when he's standing on top of the tower and just saying like goodbye to them. That I would
kill him so brutally, and also like, dude, I had to pee so bad too.
Yeah, I was not getting up. It was too good of a movie. I was not gonna miss a fucking second of it.
I was like sitting there, and I like it's as soon as I sat down at the beginning of the film, because I was like 5 minutes late or so.
Yeah,
I sat down in the beginning and I saw like the IMAX logo going, so I was like, I don't have time to go pee.
Yeah.
And as soon as I sat down, I was like, oh no. I got this fucking gallon of Coke. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna not finish the Coke. So like when I piss, when I tell you, remember that scene from Austin Powers in the first one, just pissing innocently,
just on and off.
There was a line full of men behind me. I could all feel them like watching me and be like, "Will this motherfucker finish his stream?" Like I was just dying. Oh fuck! Yeah, I had to piss too. like I stopped and then I even did like the stop and then it would like turn into sprinkler mode where it was like oh fuck. But yeah, no, continue what you were saying.
Rami Malek as the villain was
let's move
amazing.
Rami Malek as the villain.
I mean, so when they filmed this was right after like Bohemian Rhapsody. Like right after he got his Oscar win of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, when he won. Okay.
Yeah, and he started filming this, which, I mean, at the time and still kind of now, he's one of the most popular actors in Hollywood at the moment.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of steam for me with The Little Things. I was a little underwhelmed by that movie.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, did you like The Little Things?
A little bit.
With Denzel, but you know, honestly, we continue. I liked Rami Malek's, but like I liked him as a villain a lot, actually. But I can't remember his name, so I'm worried that he's going to become. It was
a French name.
Yeah, I'm worried he's going to become like forgettable. No, I deadass don't remember his name, but I loved his performance. Like I thought he killed it.
Safin.
Okay.
Safin. Okay. I mean. That is one problem with the Bond movies is that, I mean, there's so many villains. It's hard to have like a good villain, memorable name.
Yeah,
that's like not stupid or campy, right?
Yeah, like we didn't even say Guillermo del Toro's name. We just called him by his actor name because
because
either of us remember what the character's name was.
But you remember the performance, and this one, at least for me, I'll definitely remember.
And especially I was upset actually that they didn't use the mask more because I thought the mask was fucking badass.
I did too, which I mean I get why they didn't, but I kind of thought they should have used it more. But I think the biggest thing I liked about Rami Malek and his character just overall was that it reminded me a lot of Dr. No.
Okay.
the villain,
Never
especially
seen
just so the
Don't
it
spoil it. Don't spoil it. You just say your
well, no, no,
piece
no.
because I'm sure the
It's not.
people
It's
listening
not.
know
It's not
me.
about the performance. It's like the setting. So, like,
Okay.
they are pretty similar because it's big, kind of open, grand spaces, and this one as Rami Malek's island or whatever, and it's kind of the same thing in Doctor No.
Yeah.
What was kind of open, grand spaces. I mean, art like artwork here and there, and very zen like,
Mhm.
which was
No,
kind of
the
cool.
garden thing was cool. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. And I think that to me was the biggest kind of throwback, which I think they were. I don't know if they were trying for, but I definitely got vibes of with Doctor No, which I thought was really clever.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
No, I thought he was great.
mhm.
Menacing.
Oh yeah, and just overall, not brutal, just
Yeah. Like I will say I never thought that he was gonna kill the kid
mhm.
when he had her because it didn't seem like he was that type of villain. Like he's a little more like seductive. Does that make sense? Like he's a little
Yeah,
more. He's
yeah.
not like I'm just gonna
He's
put.
methodical.
Yeah, he's not like I'm gonna break your kid's neck right in front of you. He's like I'm gonna scratch your face and then you'll never be able to touch her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
I,
the only person he wanted like actual brutal vengeance on was the mom and like the
mhm,
family of the dude. But even then he shows like sympathy and like helping the daughter out, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
Which like you said earlier, that opening scene is first of all, it's beautiful. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
so pretty.
Oh yeah.
And second of all, it's fantastic. Like
Mhm.
it just like gets you right into the like film, like you understand the villain. Um and like it like leaves you with questions. Like you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like what's going on? I don't know. The first 20 minutes of this film are spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Um I think probably my favorite 20 minutes in the entire like
Really.
in this entire run. Yeah. That opening was creme de la creme. Like it was so good, dude. I loved it. Um, and yeah, no, I thought he did a great job, but I just don't remember his name. Maybe it's because it was in French, so I just literally can't remember it.
Well, and they didn't really say it a lot in the movie,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, it's like solid Bond villain. The only thing like I kind of wish they would have gone more into was what happened to his face.
yeah. They mentioned he like had like burns, right? But they didn't really
Yeah,
like
they
say.
never said, all right, yeah, what caused it or whatever. And I thought they would have, but I mean,
Is it a classic Bond thing to have like the villain like be slightly disfigured or something?
yeah,
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 because like every single
or
villain.
or something either disfigured or something not outlandish, but it's his like kind of signature type thing,
Oh, like
right?
each like either one has like a cut on their eye or like they have the thumb
Yeah,
things or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, I see. I like this. I thought it was quite a bit of fun, and I like his planning. You can tell that he's like intelligent because like
Hmm.
I don't know his plan for like global domination, like oh to do like kill millions of people or whatever.
Hmm.
It felt real in a sense that like he felt like he would want that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Which I know is like a problem. Like I mean, I'm guessing that's a problem in some other ones where it's just like haha, I'm twirling mustache villain. Um, at least from
Yeah.
my yeah, yeah. But I felt like no, he wants to do this because this is something he wants to do. Like he believes that this is what will save the world, and I believed him too. You know what I'm saying? I thought he just had a great performance. I just thought he killed it.
Hmm.
And I like how he talks like
He did.
this,
He
Mr.
did.
Bond. This is not
Oh
me.
yeah. Hmm.
You're a killer. So am I. That scene where he forces
Yep.
Madeline and she like doesn't know it's him.
Hmm.
I loved it. I thought it was great. She was like, "You're going to put this perfume on and then touch the man." Like, I thought it was
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. But do you have any other thoughts on Rami Malek's villain other than it's great?
I just think he should have had more screen time. That's the only thing.
I will agree. Yeah, I feel like we could have lost some some time somewhere else and gave it to him. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And also, you mentioned Felix earlier, and I forgot to mention it, but that broke my heart too.
Oh god, it was heart wrenching, but
Yeah, it was terrible. And we barely knew the character, but I just loved him. Like they were so buddy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my god, yeah. And oh my god, the line where he's like, this is for vengeance, or that's what I'm saying. When he crushes the car on him, he's like
yeah. I once had a brother, and his name was Felix Wright or something like that. And yeah. Oh, it's so good. He doesn't even look at him. He just walks away, and then he just
knows it's gonna fucking kill him. And I was like, oh my god, such a badass. And oh, Kirby, when he's walking down underneath the tunnels, and he like comes like turns a corner and then instantly hears like gunshots and just turns and like fires the gun. We didn't even see who he's shooting at, but it's perfect.
Perfect barrel ratio or whatever.
Bro, I was like, dude, come on,
dude. So when you like watch all of the other James Bond films, you're gonna flip your shit, man.
Like, dude, so good, man. Like, I really enjoyed this. I really had a good time watching these, and I was surprised because I always thought I was gonna be like, oh, like James Bond, but no, I had a great time. Like they're just fun. They're just fucking fun, like suave action movies. What would you say? What would you say your favorite part was of this one?
That's such a hard choice. It's because of how many like gut-wrenching scenes, and then just how many
great action
great action scenes, and like funny quips here and there, and combination of all three. It's hard to pick.
Like a three-way tie or anything?
I want to say it's between just the overall finale of the movie and the Felix scene and then the club scene. It's just like all three of them were just kind of neck and neck.
Yeah, for me it's the Bond at the end, the first 20 minutes, and the first 20 minutes, the Bond at the end, and there's one more that I'm trying to think of. The forest was fun, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite part. Okay. God, it might be though, because it's just a great time. Like
it honestly, is. I enjoyed it. I don't think there's like a solid problem with this movie, right? Like you'll have like a decent movie every now and then that'll have like a decent sized problem here or there, but this movie doesn't have one. It has like small little minute things here or there.
Yeah, nothing that kills the film though.
Yeah, like nothing that goes, oh yeah, no, that was kind of like a I didn't
really appreciate or like that.
Yeah, but there's nothing like that in this movie.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, it's a little long, but I wasn't bothered by it. So it's not like that's one of the things that I would change if I had to. But honestly, I probably even wouldn't, because
no,
why not? It's a good time. I don't know. Yeah, first 20 minutes, the Bond scene, and there was one other one, but I can't remember it. I don't know. I really love the movie, and I think it is my favorite that I've seen so far. Just top it off. Just great shit.
It's so good.
But now, Kirby, this is gonna be my favorite part.
Swear to God, if that's fucking Henry Cavill.
Okay, it's not, but it should be.
No.
Kirby, who is it? Who do you think the next Bond will be, Kirby?
Okay.
And where do you think the story will go?
I'm not gonna say who I think or who I think should or anything like that. I'm just gonna say what the overall story or arc or future of James Bond, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of movies and shows these days, right, which I don't have a problem with at all, wholeheartedly agree with, is that like they're introducing a lot more like sexualized characters or like open sexuality characters, like LGBTQ and all that, and then either gender changing some characters here or there for different reasons.
Are you about to say you want Bond to stay like the womanizer figure type thing?
Yes, you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot have a 007 film with a female James Bond.
Well, yeah, then and they've talked about Broccoli, I believe is her name, the head producer who owns like the James Bond
Yeah, yeah,
franchise.
yeah.
She's been very adamant that that is not going to happen.
You cannot have a what what would you even call it? A a gentleman version of a female spy, right?
Are you talking about
Like
a
James
gender
Bond.
flip? A gender flip.
Well, no, like James Bond, like his like subtitle or whatever, besides 007 is the like gentleman spy. It's he's a womanizer. He drinks dirty martinis. He's
Yeah.
wears suits and fights and everything.
Yeah.
You, you can't, for what James Bond is and has always been, you can't have a female do that.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree. It's one of the few roles in the world that I would say it's imperative that he's a man. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
it's imperative that he's a man who's suave, who's a womanizer. That's like the
Yes.
three things you need, and like, and he's a badass. Like, that's all
Yes.
you need.
And I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not 100% sure on each one, on which one yet, but the one I'm leaning forward to now is you can't he can't be bi or gay or anything, in my opinion.
Well, see, this one I don't know about, because like it's like we haven't, like, I need to see it before I'm like, oh, does that work, does that not? Like, that's one that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because as long as he's still got, like, if he's still essentially James Bond, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I still want him to be a womanizer, but if he also, you know, fucks with dudes on the side, that's not really that big of a deal to me. As long as they execute it well. Like, I mean, if they execute it in the same way that it is with the woman, where he's like, oh, I'm James Bond, and then he like has sex with a dude and then just moves on, like, and then the dude dies 30 seconds later. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, that doesn't matter to me. It's as long as the integrity of the character stays intact. And I think him being a man is part of the character integrity, but not necessarily his sex life. Like, as long as he is a womanizer, as long as he is a, I guess, manizer, and he still feels like James Bond. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't give a shit who he sleeps with. But like, that comes first. Like, if he has sex with a dude and it doesn't feel like something James Bond would do, and like they just make it feel weird, then I'll be like, okay, well, that wasn't really a good choice to like have him fuck a dude. But if he does fuck a dude and then it's just like any other like person that James Bond has sex with,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You just have to make sure that the integrity of the character is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still has to be a badass. He still has to do all this. That's all I really care about.
Gotcha.
But do you disagree? Do you think like him being a womanizer is a fundamental part of like his?
Yes. Yeah. Not like being a womanizer, just being the gentleman spy, being the kind of cocky guy that James Bond is essential, right?
Yeah. I feel that. I mean, I understand that. Yeah.
And I don't. You can't have a James Bond movie without those three things.
Yeah. I'm saying if they do have him like men, if he still has to be those three things also. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get rid of those.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't want him to lose the womanizer aspect just to replace it with a manizer thing. Like, I want, if you're gonna have him be interested in man, he also has to be a womanizer, because that's like him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has to be the dude that everyone, like, because then he's like the dude that everybody falls for, which is badass too. Because it's like, no, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like, if you're gonna fall for me because I'm James Bond and I want it shaken, not stirred, bitch, and get over here and shake that booty, like, God. like that's important to me. Like, he has to have both, right? Yeah. So I don't care if he fucks a dude. I don't care if he fucks. I mean, but I do care that he's a womanizer, right? Mm-hmm. And it's because that's part of it. Like, that's part of him. Mm-hmm. At least from what I can tell by watching the Daniel Craig films. Now, clearly I haven't read the books or watched the other films, but I feel like the other films might be even worse about it than the Daniel Craig ones were.
I mean, yeah, not like I said before. There's an entire like Sean Connery movie with a Bond girl named Pussy Galore.
Is that what the spoof is from Austin Powers where he's where the girl walks up and she goes, "My name is a lot of vagina."
A lot of vagina or whatever. Yes, it's from that. And there's also another. There's a movie called Octopussy.
Yeah. No, yeah. See, that's part of it. Like you can't. The whole movie is named that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's part of the character, right? So
Yeah.
I do feel your side, but I also like
Mm.
if they do it well, I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you execute.
Mm.
Um, but that being said, I also haven't seen the other films, so maybe watching the other films, I'll change my mind
Mm-hmm.
and be like, no, he has to be straight and white and male.
Yeah.
But who's your pick? Who do you think your pick is?
I'm not doing it. No, I'm not picking.
Oh, come on, Kirby. Just have a little bit of fun once in your life. If you had to pick it, like just one actor off the top of your head, be like, you know what? I think he could probably do a good job.
No, I'm not gonna.
Really?
No,
No one like Hugh Grant or
like I
something?
said before, I'm not gonna speculate or say who the next James Bond is. I'm just gonna say where the story should go and what not they should do to the
Okay.
character.
Okay. Where do you think the story should go though? Do you think it should be a Spectre involved again, or it should be something else?
So, did you stay for the? Did you watch the credits and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
at the
It
end of
says
this?
it's I
James
didn't
Bond
stay.
will.
I didn't stay for him, but it says that at the end of right,
Yeah,
like it says James
it
Bond.
says James Bond will return at the
Yeah.
end credits.
I read it
Uh,
online.
so I with that, especially with the ending that it was for this movie. I don't know if they're going to continue off of Daniel Craig's run as James Bond and just have another dude replace 007 or whatever.
Oh no, they are.
Um,
They're gonna cast a new actor. This is his last one.
well, no. Like, yes, they're going to cast a new actor, but stick with the role of James Bond in like the Daniel Craig universe. If you get what I mean.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just kind of like piggyback off of that. Like keep the
Yeah,
same M, keep the same Q, and all that, and
keep the same
Moneypenny and
vibe.
all that.
Basically, you don't think so?
Yeah. Keep all the same actors and just kind of. Oh yeah, no, all right. It's 007. He's General Spy. Here we go,
Yeah,
type thing. Um. So I don't know if they're gonna do that or just do an entire reboot like Daniel Craig did.
yeah. Well, see, the thing with it is I was kind of thinking about this. First of all, you know my pick. I don't even have to say it. You said it earlier. Because he'd be the best choice, and I don't care what you say, he would be the best choice. Did you fucking see Man from Uncle? Kirby, Henry Cavill as James Bond, the perfect casting choice. He's nearing 40. You could get a good solid 10, 15 years out of him. He's swole as fuck. He's beautiful. He could be charming. He get Henry Cavill. In stop. End of the story. That's all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Close the curtain. But I was thinking, I was like, what if they took what we have today and then moved it back? So I was like, what if we go back to the kind of roots of James Bond and you put like him in the 60s, but now we have like the advanced tech. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we have like CG and stuff. So the stunts can be like the James Bond stunts from the Daniel Craig movies, but now we're in a new setting that is like reminiscent of the old James Bond films as well. Like how would you feel if it was like set in the 60s or 70s or something like that?
I I feel like if they did that, there definitely wouldn't be a like by James Bond.
What do you mean by
I
James
feel like it
Bond?
would just be a like bisexual.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No, for sure. I'm just saying, do you like that idea?
Eh,
No, you don't like that idea? See, I
eh.
was thinking that what might be what they do is they might go back in time. You think they're going to keep going like forward, just keep it modern day?
Yeah, I mean that's what every James Bond movie has ever done.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying though, is like that would be the difference, right? Is that now we're going back. I mean, no James Bond movie has ever fucking killed him. I still can't get over how brutally that they like murdered.
They did.
They murdered the shit out of him. He's dead. Yeah. He's not coming back from that.
Yeah, you're not gonna find a body part, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe a fucking hand or something, but
I don't think even that.
Oh God. No. Okay. Well, I mean, if you don't have any ideas besides like what your limitations, like what you would not want to see, then I guess that makes a lot of sense. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about No Time to Die besides go see it because it's brilliant? Come on, Kirby. You don't have a single pick for who the next Bond's going to be. There's got to be someone irking your mind that you were like, I wouldn't mind seeing this. Olivia the other day, she said Tom Holland.
Fuck no.
He's way too young.
He's too skinny.
Well, I mean, you can bulk up. Like putting on muscle is not a problem.
Tom
you know who's not too skinny? You know who's not too skinny, Kirby?
I'm about to hang up.
Henry Cavill. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
I'm about to hang up.
Don't hang up, Kirby. I'm sorry. But okay, say it was Henry Cavill. Would you be for it or against it?
He's
perfect.
He's too good of a fit.
No, he's perfect for the role.
No, he's too good of a fit. That's the problem I have with him.
Bond. James Bond.
He's too good of a fit.
Oh, whatever, Kirby. Whatever. He's beautiful. You know, he was actually up in the running for it when they originally cast Daniel Craig.
What the fuck was Henry Cavill doing back in 2005?
Auditioning for James Bond, I guess. For real. I mean, that's what he was doing. Because clearly but they didn't pick him. But now,
no.
He's a little wiser, a little older, a little more beautiful.
No.
A little more perfect. If WB doesn't want him back as Superman, MGM might want him as Bond.
No.
James Bond.
But I want to read the books now.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I think so too. I want to see the movies. Where can people reach you on social media?
Well, I mean, if you do try to find me anywhere, which is going to be surprising, may or may not block you. So just random ass people.
Kirby.
So
stop blocking these people. You're a menace to society. Oh my God.
Where
can they find you at though? What's
just Curbs McGurbs, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever the fuck.
Okay. And that will conclude our show.
I'm fucking.
And that will conclude our show.
Don't know why they would want to follow like a single 21-year-old guy that lives in a 600 square foot apartment with a dog.
They like the way your voice sounds, Kirby. Take it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And that will conclude our show, guys. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really, really helps us out. Add me on Instagram at Dylan Reviews. I talk a lot. I never seem to stop. We're all appreciative of you guys listening. And
he never shuts up. He never shuts up.
That's true. And we hope to have you back when we talk about Halloween Kills next week. I don't know if Kirby will be here, but I hope he is. Like I said, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.